Hello everyone! In this video we're going to talk about law of sine and why does it work and how to apply this knowledge to solve our problems. Okay, so let's begin. Here I have a triangle drawn, right, with the ABC, and we're going to take a look at this to explore why law of sine works first. Okay, now notice before we begin that uppercase ABC denote the angle ABC, okay, and the lowercase ABC are opposing sides of those angles, okay. So opposing side of angle B is lowercase b, and opposing side of angle A is lowercase a, and so forth, okay. All right, in previous videos we talked about SOHCAHTOA, right, if you remember that. So let me write here SOHCAHTOA. And since we're talking about law of sine, obviously we're gonna look at the so, okay, not the ka or toa. So sine equals to opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, so first let's take a look at this smaller right triangle on the left. Okay, in relation to angle A. In relation to angle A, I could write the sine of angle A is equal to its opposite side, which is h, over the b, right? Opposite of a hypotenuse. Likewise, if I look at this smaller triangle on the right in relation to angle B, I could write sine of B, angle B, is equal to h over a, the opposing side and the hypotenuse, right? Okay, with that said, let's solve each equation for h. If I multiply both sides by b, I could get b times sine of angle A is equal to h, right? And a times sine of angle B is also equal to h. Do you notice how they both equal h there? Because they are both equal to h, we could set them equal to each other, getting us, if I move a little bit up, getting us b times sine of angle A is equal to a times sine of angle B. Now from here, we kind of don't like how b and a are together and a and b are together, so we want to put a with a and b with b. So to do that, we divide both sides by ab. With this, we could cancel b and b here on the left and a on the right, giving us at the end our part of the law of sine, this sine of angle A over A is equal to sine of angle B over B. There we go. And the C also works the same. I'm not going to show it here, but it works the same, okay? So that gives us our law of sine, which, if I just add the final portion right here, okay, means what? Sine of any angle in a triangle over its opposing side is equal to sine of another angle over its opposing side, okay? And so we can use this to really solve our problems, okay? So let's take a look at one example problem that I have drawn here, okay? Ooh, there we go. Okay, I have a triangle DEF with the angle 105, 35, and then one side that's 20. And we want to find this question mark. How long is this side? And we can do this by using law of sine. And notice how this is not a right triangle. So far you use the Pythagorean theorem or trig function only for right triangle. But with the law of sine, as exciting as it gets, we could use this not just for a right triangle, but with any triangle, okay? So let's take a look. We know, according to law of sine, that sine of any angle over its opposing side is equal to sine of another angle over its opposing side. So we know how that this angle right here and its opposing side, their measurements are known. So we could set it up, sine of 105 degree over 20. is equal to, and we want to know this question mark right there, right? And I'm going to call it x. Okay, so then we know the sine of 35 degrees right here, and its opposite side x on the bottom, and so they could be equal to each other in proportion, right? So we use the cross product right here, cross multiplication, which gives us x times sine of 105 degree is equal to 20 times sine of 35 degrees. And we want to have x isolated by itself, right? So we divide both sides by sine of 105 degree. It's an inverse operation there of multiplication. And we could cancel sine of 105, sine of 105 on the left, which gives us x, x is equal to 20 times sine of 35 degrees over sine of 105 degrees. From here, all that's left is use the calculator to punch in and get our answer, right? So I'm going to write x is equal to, and bring my calculator up right here. Okay, so let me turn it on. And make sure before you use it, your mode, it's in degree setting instead of radian, because we're plugging in degree here, right? Okay, so we want to plug it in 20 times sine of 35 degrees over sine of 105 degrees. Press enter. That gives us 11.8762, if I write 11.87620044, and probably more. That's too much. So if we round it to nearest tenth, and that gives x is approximately 11.9. Okay, and there we have it. That is how long the x was. And if you wanted to find this one, well, we know that how big this angle is, right? By using third angle. That triangle add up to 180 degree, right? And we can use that to find that also. Okay. Now let's take a look at different problem right here. All right. Different problem right here. Triangle ABC. This time we want to find the angle measurement. Where is it going? Angle measurement. We know the two sides and one angle. We want to find the angle measurement. And for this, we also could use law of sine. Well, according to law of sine, we know that sine of 80 degrees over 10, this one and its opposite side, is equal to sine of, I'm going to call it theta, the sine of theta over 6, this angle and its opposite side. All right? And then we use the cross multiplication again like this, and which gives us 6 times sine of 80 degrees is equal to 10 times sine of theta. And we got to divide both sides by 10, right? So we divide both sides by 10, which we get to cancel the 10, right? And we get 6 sine of 80 degrees over 10 is equal to sine of theta, right? And you're like, wait a second, this is sine of theta. We want to know just the angle, not the sine of an angle, right? And if you remember in the previous video about inverse trig function, we could take inverse of the trig function to isolate the angle by itself. So let's go over here, okay? If we do that, we get inverse sine with this negative 1 there of 6 sine of 80 over 10 is equal to just the angle. Great. Now we just need to plug it into the calculator. Awesome. So if I bring my calculator up once again, well, what happened there? All right, then we get inverse sine of 6 times sine of 80 over 10 is equal to 36.21981094. That's too much. We round it to nearest degree. We get the theta, the angle in question is approximately 36 degree. So we know that our final answer, this is 36 degree. And if you know that, we could also find this angle, and then using that, we could also find this length right here, right? All with law of sine. Okay, so I hope you really understood why law of sine works and how to apply this to solve our problems, both in finding the side length and angle. Okay, good luck.